Hi guys, this is Sarah and this is Persona 4 Episode 3 review. And I gotta say this episode was pretty, had a lot to show today. And I'm gonna explain some stuff for the people who are not familiar with the game series, like how did Narukami summon two personas, and what are these cards that they use to summon their personas, and what is the wild card and all that through this episode, so you guys will not be lost in what the future of the series will introduce. Episode 3, Yukiko disappeared, and they had to go through the other world to save her. There you saw Narukami and Yosuke summon their personas, and they kept their summoning way in the anime the same way that they do in the game, which was pretty cool. I liked Yosuke's flip when he was summoning Jiraiya. And we met some of the shadows in the Persona 3 and 4. The twin monster thing. It had many versions of it. It was always called twin something, and of course a bunch of other shadows from the Persona 4 game. Players should be familiar with that. Anyways, today Chie faced her other self, and I'm sure a lot of you think of this other self of Chie. Wow, she's much darker because she sees herself more better than Yukiko. Well, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people in real life has that. You see, Persona is an anime, or Persona 4, by the way. Persona 4 story is an anime that talks about people's dark sides. You know, that side that people lock in their heart and they just want to, get rid of it if they could. But of course, everyone has a dark side and a good side. That's the dark side of every person. Through the series, you'll be introduced to even darker sides. Believe it or not, there are more things to come. And you gotta really embrace yourself for the next couple of characters. There's one certain character that creeps me out, well actually two, but one mostly creeps me out, and I'm not gonna say who that character is. I'm going to leave it for you guys to watch, but I'll tell you this for the people who are familiar with Persona series. He is a character that freaks out Narukami and Yosuke, and that's it. You probably, the fans of Persona 4 games, should know who that character is. Now I'm going to go to, I guess, the parts that I liked in the series, the funny parts. One part which was after Yukiko's castle, and when Yosuke called Narukami to ask him, "Did you see that?" And Narukami said, "Oh, I wished I had taped it." That was really funny. And when he put his hand in the TV, I'm talking about Narukami, and he was bit by Teddy, and Chie asked him, "Are you alright?" And in all of this emotional state, oh, I could cry right now. That was also really funny. In the game, you had an option to say you're alright, you're gonna cry, you're gonna do so and so on, so they picked the most funniest. We also saw some of the clubs people, the basketball club. They were recruiting new members. Basketball, soccer club, and the orchestra club, I believe. I haven't really joined that the first time. I joined instead the drama club in the game, so I know the drama club rather more. Now I'm going to go over the way that they summon and the cards and all that, and how that Narukami can switch between one persona and the other. So there is something called the social links. The social links is basically the characters that Narukami are friends with, or just know that person. It could be a girlfriend, it could be a friend, it could be a relative, and so on like that. And every character is represented by something called the Arcana. If you look at Yosuke and the way he summons Jiraiya, he has a different card from Narukami. That card is called the Full Arcana, and Chie, she had a card that was called a Chariot. You see, because of Yosuke being a friend to Narukami, Narukami was able to switch between his card into the Full Arcana and summon the persona that falls into the Full Arcana. You probably won't get that unless you have played the game many times, whether it was 3 or 4, because the combat system is similar in both 3 and 4. So that was the first social link that Narukami had, and in the future you will see him joining clubs and meeting other people, and that is the way that he is going to develop his social links and have another bunch of arcanas, and he will summon different personas based on the arcana. The one thing I'm wondering though, whether he's going to summon one persona in every arcana, or whether he can summon different personas in one arcana. For example, he summoned today Pyrojack, but Pyrojack isn't the only persona that's in the full arcana. There's 170 personas, by the way. There's a bunch of others, and Pyrojack is one of the low-level full arcanas. So I wonder if he's going to summon more full arcanas. Maybe in the future of the series he'll summon a higher level. And I'm sure that in the next episode you will see a Chariot Arcana. Chariot is the card that Chiyo will use to summon her persona. I'm sure you're gonna see a Chariot monster to keep the anime more interesting and exciting. But just so you know, Izanagi is the reflection or the other self of Narukami, so that's his original persona. The other stuff will be related, all of them will be related to the social links he will do in the future. So yeah, that's kind of how to sum up this episode with the social links and the cards and the summonings. And well, the breaking of the cards is the way to summon personas in Persona 4. In Persona 3, you would shoot yourself in the head to summon your persona, believe it or not. Go to YouTube and see a Persona 3 battle and see for yourself. And I really recommend Persona 3. It is a great game. It has a better story than Persona 4 in my opinion, even though that Persona 4 is awesome. But it is darker, deeper, and it is well done. More better than Persona 4 in my opinion. This game, Persona 3, made the Persona series what it is today. Thanks to that game, Persona series would have been in the dust and it wouldn't have seen the light. So that's kind of the review of Persona 4 episode 3. Great anime series so far. Every episode keeps getting better and better, and in the future you're going to see more surprising stuff, but go get Persona 3. It's even better. That's it. I know the video was kind of long, but well, I made this for the people who are starting to watch the anime and not familiar with the game. And these kind of stuff you need to know, because it is like the basic stuff and you need to understand it to go on watch the anime while understanding what's really going on and the persona and summonings and all that stuff, and what is the social links and all this. Because I believe even in the anime, yes, it does explain everything, but it feels more like it's made for the people who are experienced with the Persona series. So, not to make this video longer than this, I'll see you in another video, so take care and stay safe. Later.